Hello, guys. Welcome to Kboxtv. It's your boy Kofi Baisie Jnr. And once again, I'm here with the whole crew. Today, I have the whole team in the house. Cudjoe, Amedoda, and Daniel. So everybody's here with me, and we are about to bring you the Total Boxing Show where we discuss or we talk nothing but boxing. Discuss it or we talk about boxing happening in the motherland Ghana, in Africa, and we take it straight into the world. So without much ado, please, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube, please, the YouTube link is in the description below. Make sure that you click on the link and subscribe to our channels. And anytime that we come here to talk boxing, you'll be notified and join us as soon as possible. But before that, let me bring on the guys and check out how they did over the weekend, so we can all have a very good show. Guys, welcome to Kboxtv. Cudjoe, welcome, Sowah.
Thank you,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kofi.
Yeah, I mean, Cudjoe, you've been, amazing all this while. The same way with Daniel, but Daniel's network has been, going back and forth and all that. But fans, he says that he apologizes. He's just hoping MTN can, be stable with him for a while. Yeah. Hey, man, how was your weekend, Daniel?
It was great, except for the fact that I couldn't be on the show. I started the show, but
you couldn't finish, right?
Looking at the fight that happened last weekend.
Right. And Amedoda, how was your weekend?
Oh yeah, it was a cool weekend anyway.
Nice. But okay, let's just discuss what's happening in Ghana real quick. There's a show happening in this weekend at the Second South Gym. The main bill or one of the key fights will be the rematch between Kamaruddin Boyfio and then John Lai for the Ghana's title. I mean, the first fight, the guy quit after I think 2 or 3 rounds. And then I don't know. For me, I don't know. I wasn't expecting a rematch, but I don't know if maybe the corner thought that something went wrong, and then he has a rematch now. I mean, John Lai, expensive boxer, we all call him. How do you see his career, and I mean, and how do you think he'll fare in the rematch?
I think it's an opportunity for him to at least make good use of the COVID time, because there shouldn't be a rematch, but this COVID time you could just can't put out big fights just like that. You need to appetize the fans and get their attention to follow the boxing. So it's a good thing they are putting out the rematch just to prepare him for a bigger shot. I think it's the same thing that is going to happen. There's not going to be any upset. It's going to be the same results.
Amedoda, what do you say? Or what do you think?
Kofi, I'm very happy anytime there's a fight in Ghana here. I'm very happy for it. And I am so happy that one of the promising guy who is John Lai, the expensive boxer, it's on the scene and then will be taking stage this weekend. And it's very good. This guy is a serious guy, very serious in the gym and in the ring and things like that. And very, very good for him to be part of Baby Jet promotion. Baby Jet is taking care of him and things like that. So it's a very good moment for him. And then I believe strongly that the way he started, if there will be nothing that will be wrong aside him, this boy will go very far. I believe he's doing well. And then I pray that Asamoah will take very good care of him and then lead him to a very high height.
Kofi, your mic is off.
Oh, can you hear me now? Sorry. I'm saying that it's a very good thing that you said about him. That more importantly, this rematch to what you guys have said is true. Like sort of make good use of the opportunity of the COVID, and of course, him being backed or being followed by Asamoah Gyan is also one of the boosting thing for his career, which means that a lot of let me say stars are following the small kid that he is, and definitely if he's able to make a good use of all these opportunities, he could become like a force in the game. But Amedoda, you didn't tell me what you saw or what you think is going to happen. You think he's going to win or by the same sort of victory, or maybe this time Kamaruddin will cause an upset?
John Lai will win that fight. That's what I say, that he's very serious guy in the gym and then serious in the ring too. And then the opportunity is there for him. So this fight, there's no way he's going to lose it. He will win this fight and win it bigger than the first.
Okay. Other fighters that are on the bill will be mostly from, Carl Loco's gym. That's the Bronx gym. We have Dixon, who will fight, and we also have, I think possibly Alvaro will fight, because I saw him share photos of him too as well, and maybe Danny Gosh will also fight. I mean, these talents from Bronx Boxing Gym. I mean, I always say that those guys are the next or the future of Ghana boxing, because they are like all young, and you see them doing working extremely hard, including like Agba. I know you know Agba, right? Poncho Power, and all those guys. I mean, what do you make of the talents that Kaloko has in his gym, Sowah?
With Kaloko has made a world champion. So I think even if you're a boxer and you are working at the Kaloko, you'll be more serious, because there's a guy that has made a world champion before, and he has the ability of making more world champions. And he himself is a very disciplined man. You look at him, you see him as a coach with potential. So this boy that is raising up. In his interview, I watched his interview recently, and he was talking about the fact that he wants to raise more champions like Richard Comey. He wants to put his name up there. And if he may ask us, I feel he has already put his name there. And if he's bringing up this young talent, indeed, he wants to make more world champions, because we all know what happened between him and Richard Comey after Richard Comey became a world champion, back and forth and all that. So this time, if he has these young chaps, he will know how to work with them and communicate with them. Because his problem with Richard Comey was based on communication and all that. So if this time he's bringing up new boys, I think these boys, he sees them as his future as well. So if where these boys will go, will actually put his name there, because Richard Comey right now doesn't regard him, and this back and forth. Even some people don't even regard Carl Loko, but we as boxing fans, and we know what he did for Richard Comey, they still regard him, and we know what he can do. So these boys are his future. Everything about these boys is what is going to cement his name. So is doing all he can for them. And Kofi, I tell you, I know these boys will be world champion, because they want to make the man proud, and they don't want to put his good work to waste. I think what now we have to do now is we have to just support these young chaps as they are fighting in Ghana, because soon we will not be watching fights, we will not be seeing them on Ghana bills. We'll be seeing them abroad. And the excitement you have when you've watched a boxer here in Ghana, and you later see maybe on the top rank or a Showtime bill or something, like the excitement is even bigger. So I think now the fans, we should keep our eyes on them and support them the little way we can. Sometimes we even when we go for fights and maybe they are done with the fight, we know their purse bills, their purses they get are way low. So if maybe you have maybe just 200 Ghana, you just give it to them as to show support, because when these boys are getting this kind of 200 CDs, maybe this one giving 50. Maybe out of the population that comes towards the boxing, we have about 10 people dashing 50s, 100s, and 200s. Kofi is some kind of motivation, and they will do it with more excitement and also give us good fight. So I think that's what the fans we have to do now. We have to give them that support.
I mean, these fighters that I mentioned their name, from Poncho Power, Expensive Boxer, The Beast, Simple Alvaro. I know you know them, right? Because I'm mentioning their their AKAs. You know them. You know their names, right? You know their real names, right? Oh,
I have, is it Seidu or something like that?
okay. I think
We know them.
let me mention their names then. I'm talking of Faiz Abu Bakari. I'm talking about
Yeah,
Felix Ajom. That's simply Avaro. The
yeah.
Beast will be Dixon, Jacob Dixon. Gosh, Danny Gosh. John
Selassie.
Lai, expensive boxer, and all those guys. I mean, of all the talents that Aloko has at the bronze boxing gym, which of them, like, do you see as or is your favorite, or would you say is like really the promising talent amongst all of them?
Kofi, it is very, very good for Bronx Gym and then Kaloko. Kaloko made his name on the boxing scene in Ghana here already, and then the name is there. And then no wonder he's having this kind of boxers in his gym. The only a gym like Bronx Gym is having this kind of boxers in there. Then Bronx Gym is a gym that we should reckon with. And then with especially this Poncho guy, it's a Zongo guy, and then when he's having the fight or he's on the bill, in fact, it's a very interesting thing to watch because his people, this
It's
Zongo
a
guy,
very interesting.
yeah, I'm
If
telling
if
you, Kofi.
if you put Poncho on your bill and
Yeah.
nobody, even if nobody wants to come to the venue, you know that you sell out half of the venue. Poncho.
Oh yeah, it's true. This Poncho guy is a guy that is coming into Ghana boxing now and then filling arena. So it's like now the promoter should take a very good care of that and then all the time make him the main bout. Whatever happens, just because of the crowd that is having behind him, they should make him. Because there was a time that they made him in between bouts and then after his fight, nobody was there to watch the last fight. All the Zongo guys, they leveled him and then the arena was empty. And that's the guy that is camp of Bronx Gym, and then he's doing very well. So it's a plus for Bronx Gym. And then this expensive boxer guy too is also another guy who is very serious, and then I talk of him already. And he's very good. And then he will also make a big name in Ghana here. And then we talk about Gosh, Selassie. Selassie made his name during his amateur time, and then he recently moved into professional boxing. He's a very good boxer, and then if he's fighting, he's a very entertainment, something that everybody would like to be watching all the time. He's a very good guy, and then now that he got a very good managers, and then with Kaloko, I believe that guy is also will also do very well, and then move on to become a world champion. So Bronx Gym, they have boxers, and then Kaloko is there for them. It's a plus for all of these guys, and then plus for Ghana boxing.
That's nice. That's nice. I like the way you've ended it. All these guys are class for Ghana boxing, and these are the guys that we have our eyes on, to take us to the next level. So yeah, I really like the way you've ended it. That they are really the eyes of Ghana boxing. Now, let me come to you. Or this topic of Duke Micah. Duke Micah was in the news not too long ago with his management and family and everything. But the good thing today, I just went on his Facebook and I realized that he's sitting with his family. And the caption that he posted is what excites me the more. He says, "Family is everything." I mean, Sowah, seeing this caption and what has happened with Duke Micah or in the camp of Duke Micah over the past few months, and seeing a caption like this with him sitting with his brother that he had like some sort of problem with, and then with I think his grandmother and his mother. How do you take it, and how do you feel about the whole situation?
Kofi, the caption says it all. Family is everything, and indeed, family is everything. Kofi, how can you say you are fighting the US when your family isn't even watching? It doesn't. You don't even get that excitement to even that performance. So indeed, family is everything. And Sometimes you take some losses that will actually shape you to take you far, and I feel is in that direction. And after his loss, he had a water shot. He lost, came back, and Kofi he has realized most of his mistakes. He's been able to gel with all the people that he had problems with. And his former coach is also a former coach now. So Kofi, this should tell you that Duke Maka sat down, he realized the mistakes he did. Because Kofi, you and I will bear in mind that boxing is not just about you. Boxing is everything. Like it goes around everything around you, like your family, your coach, your friends, everything. Like they all contribute to boxing because you always want to fight to impress someone. And maybe that's your grandmother or just like a mother that you know that you want to win to make him or her happy. You want to win so that you make money to come and take good care of them. Okay, that will give you another energy to even win the fight. We saw that when Douglas Costa fought Mike Tyson. It was like a spiritual thing. Mike Tyson was beating Douglas Costa, and all of a sudden Douglas Costa came up. You see, even after the fight, everybody was saying it because Douglas Costa's mother died a day before the fight, and all he was wishing for was Douglas Costa to beat Mike Tyson. And you see, Gofi, even if I'm in the ring and I'm losing, and I remember this thing, my mom died before the fight, and all my mom wished for was me to win the fight. Gofi, that will give me another energy, will give me some supernatural energy to win the fight. So, Gofi, it's true. Family, you can't go anywhere without your family. Family is indeed everything. Some may sabotage you, but you still need your family because nobody can love you like your family. So it's good. It's good. It come back to realize his mistakes and work on them, and it's made up with the family.
Nice, nice. I mean, for you, Cudjoe, I mean, family is everything. And now that he's been able to sort out the issues with his family, do you think it would eventually move on to, solving things with his management as well?
Oh yeah, Kofi, it is very good that news are coming out like this, and for he himself to come and then be pasting things like this on his wall. Family is something that is not behind. If your family is not behind you, anything that you are doing, you find very, very difficult to get it right, especially sports and boxing per se. That needs so much people around you, fans and things like that. If your family is not behind you, in fact, you cannot make it. It was it's very, very unfortunate that all these things happen along the line in Micah's boxing career. You see, so if this is started for some time now, it's not just something that is started for some time now. So if now he realized and then he started working this on, and then going closer to his people, sitting down with them, ironing out the bad blood and things like that between them and things like that, then I think it's a very good thing, and then it will help him. Because if you don't have your family or there's a problem between you and your family, in fact, your family are your neighbors. They are the people that are around you. They are the people that can help you to do whatever that you want to do in life. So if he's coming up with these things and then things are working in this way, then I think it's very good for him and then good for his career.
All right, you've said it all. It's good for his career and it's good for him. And hopefully he will make a good use of it and then, come into the game like we expect him to come in and then, take it to the next level. Now, I think on the Ghana front will be the thing that we'll talk about. So we have to move from Ghana and then we go to the world. First, I'll say a very big congratulations to Fela Boxing Champ. They had a show in Nigeria, which was a very successful show. It's supposed to. It was premiered on Fight Camp or Fight Champ on the Fight Time app. That's what the fight was aired on. But they said they're going to put it on their YouTube. So I think between today and tomorrow, it's going to be on for boxing lovers in Africa to also catch the event happening live. And one thing I want to talk about is there was a fight in Nigeria, in Germany, where a Nigerian fighter was featured on, and it didn't go well. A lot of people have started saying like that. Looks like he just went in for the money and all that. before we talk of international news, what do you make of this perception that a lot of African fighters get out there? Like, for instance, those who go out there with 19-0, 15-0, 16-0, and then you go and then they put a performance, like a very shambolic performance, making people around the world think that African fighters are not good. I mean, how does this make you feel as a African boxing fan?
Kofi, I think it comes down with as boxing people, what we do in Africa. Kofi, you know when we talk about patients or boxers, they get peanut. So if you are getting peanuts here, you don't even have the facilities to train. You don't have the support of the government. Even when you have to go for all African games, you know what happened. There's no support. So if there's no support, and I sit here and maybe instead of taking boxing as my main job, boxing becomes my side job, and I have a record of 16 and 0. That's 16 and 0. Kofi, why am I taking it? Because there are no fights happening in Africa. So if I get a deal and I'm supposed to take about $30,000 just to lose my 16 and 0 to get one loss, Kofi, I'll definitely do it. Because you don't have management, you don't have anything. So you see, what we have to do now, we have to start investing in boxing. And go be like the investment. It's not just about we maybe buying tickets and all that. In our small way, we can start supporting. You get what I'm saying? Like we see someone like Manu Plange has been there for a very long time. If we boxing fans, we are also serious. We can actually gather some money, pick a few boxes that we know are very good and give them that support. We don't let them do anything. All they have to do is just be in the ring and train. I tell you, like when you pick on boxers, like these guys that are coming, there's any you pick someone like Ryan Garcia and all that. Kofi, if I tell you the love some Africans have for these guys, it's crazy. If they should put a fight here in Ghana, Kofi, people can pay 1,000 Ghana, 1,500 cities, 2,000 just to watch people fight.
Right.
And it's all our excitement. So if I can do this, because personally, Kofi, I can do this to go and watch Ryan Garcia fight Africa, or even if it's abroad. Because if I tell you something, the way I even suffer to stream fight,
that's true.
I'm willing to even pay just to watch it. Kofi, I tell you, just to see it live, I'll pay more than that. And that's the problem we're having here. So if we are not spending on the serious boxers we have there, if you want to go there, it won't last. You see, let's use someone like Joshua Clottey as example. Joshua Clottey fought, let's say, Margarito, he fought Amedoda, and when he became a world champion, he was able to acquire 2 houses in this season. These are big houses, and Kofi. So now this guy is enjoying his money. He's enjoying these few fights. He's enjoying the money, and it feels so comfortable. You see, when you talk to people like Joshua Clottey, it feels they have achieved everything. So Kofi, let's pick this guy to this same Joshua Clottey, and he's able to even just acquire a house maybe at Kasma or let's say Amasama. It's a little out of town, but it's good. Let's use this scenario. He's able to acquire a house at Amasama. Kofi, if you tell him to go and fight Pacquiao, you will give him $1 million, or you will give him a house that is worth $1 million. Kofi, he won't mind you. You will go and actually beat Pacquiao. He won't fight for peanuts because he's able to acquire. He has a place he can sleep. And this is a problem we're having in Africa. So if we the fans, if the promoters are not giving us good fight to watch, I think the fans, we must also in our small way contribute to support the serious fighters we have. Because I know Plange could have been a world champion maybe if fans are giving him that kind of support. But it's not even landed a world title. And it's far better. It's far better than most of the boxers we watch abroad. So these are some of the problems. Promoters can't invest that much. It's just us. It's just us that we can do that because only you are like if you are giving $1,000 right now, they tell you go university, but you start thinking twice. You think it twice as a promoter. What if I go put the money there and I don't get it back?
Right.
So we should start working on this. If you want to have boxers that will protect their zero, because if you know the zeros is everything. You know that is enjoying and he feels is the greatest of all time because of his zeros.
Right.
Yes, but Mike Tyson fought better than Mayweather. Mike Tyson gave better entertainment, but he destroyed his zero. So it's not about the zero. Then if the boxer will protect the zero, then it depends on the kind of support that you give to him. So that when he goes there, you tell him to just use the zero. He will tell you, no, I want to protect the zero. So I have everything I need in Africa.
Okay, so I mean, Amedoda, what can be done better for our African fighters to go out there to give us the best? And I mean, go out there as the best as we know them before they leave the country or the continent and come back with victory, or if not even with victory, have a performance for the fans to go like, okay, this guy really gave his all, and or he really went to fight, because it is not everybody who even wins that gets the credit sometimes. Sometimes the people who bring on the fights are also be remembered for the work that they give the champions. So what can we do in Africa to make sure that we bring this, I mean, that kind of best out of our fighters when they go represent us out there?
Kofi, that's a very big problem that Africa have concerning their boxers, and then that problem is being generated by the managers of the boxers. The managers don't want to spend on the boxers. They just put their hand on the boxers in the name of managing them. But they don't take very good care of them and then let them train the way they're supposed, give them the necessary thing that they're supposed to give them, and then work a very good fight for them. The whole thing to start that, oh, you are a boxer, I will manage you. But he will not take care, that person will not take care of the boy, the boxer. And then the boxer will not train well because a good care is not been taken of him, so he cannot train well. And once he didn't train well, and then the manager heard that, oh, they will stage a fight, then he will go and look for opponent that the boy will go and fight. So what kind of opponent is he going to look for? He's going to look for somebody and tell the person that, oh, I want you to fight this boxer, but I want you to lose. Okay, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. And then that means the person started his CV. And then they will be finding lose fight for the person. And then that 15-0 that you are talking about, the person got to that 15-0, but the person doesn't train very well to get to its good stage. So that if any crack opponent in front of him, you know how to deal with that person. That is the cost of the numbers that you'll be seeing on their CV, but still, when they go out to meet the real boxers, they are nothing to write home about. If we want to deal with this thing, the first thing is we're supposed to have some program that a boxer and the manager relationship should be very, very serious and then be monitored by the boxing authorities. Without that, this result will be getting it each and every time that we try to look for it. We will get it. And when they go out, you see, they will not perform. Because the person he never trained and then faced a fight before. You always go into the ring and then go and face some minor opponent or face somebody that's been paid for the person to lose. So everything will be like, Kofi, look at it. Since COVID started, after COVID fight started, what are the results that we are getting in the boxing arenas? When they go there, what are the results? They say, oh, the fight is going on. Round 1, round 2, and then, oh, it's like the red corner don't want to come again. Oh, he don't want to fight. It's this thing. What's the name? Then they say something over there, and then it's a technical knockout. That is what we've been seeing all the time. That technical knockout, where is it from? What is the technical knockout in boxing? That each and every fight in Ghana here, technical knockout. You see the person come strong, fighting, first round, second round, third round. Then they say, oh, the person will not come again. Oh, he don't want to fight again. Why he don't want to fight again? Did he hurt? What is the problem? Why he don't want to fight again? It is not from the boxers in the ring. It is from their managers. They paid for the fight for them to go and lose. So if the person is fighting very well, say that, oh, they'll give me 2,000 Ghana. Oh, Charlie, I fight round 1, round 2, it's okay. Let me take my 2,000 Ghana and leave here. That is all. And then the other guy get the win. So getting that win doesn't make you a boxer. When you go, you fight, you face crack boxers outside Ghana. They will beat you like small. They will beat you, and then in fact that is what is happening. So that number that we've been getting, 15-0, 20-0, things like that. The person never lose. The person never fight draw. That's the way the person enters the ring. You don't know what the person is fighting. Any small thing, the person don't have any antidote to anything. You see. But seriously, that is what is happening. So unless we have a program to make sure that the boxer and the manager relationship is very solid.
Right.
Sorry. Apart from that, that is what will be happening.
Okay. Sorry. This one will make you look for some water, Bosu.
Oh yeah.
Look for some water, yeah. The water stuff make you start a cough. But what you're saying is true. I mean, it is becoming like unbecoming. Because some fighters really have that vim in them. And then they go out there. Look at this Nigerian fighter who left. Yeah? His promoters left. US met him in Germany, gave him all the support. The other people, I mean, all the bloggers, all the boxing bloggers I know were writing about him. AI fights, fighting just all of them were talking about him, about the guy. Only for him to, give us the performance. Like, when I saw the highlights of it, I was like, what is this?
Is he? What? You know what happened with Kofi, you know what happened with Harrison?
Yeah, that's right.
When Harrison fought Dubois, they won they lost the fight, but he gave a good support. He came back home. Like the guy was so happy, he got it tweeted. Kofi, the problem with these African boys is that when you start blogging about them, they feel they don't train. Is it just that you giving them that is it? They feel that is all. And Kofi, you see, me, I don't blame them. If I'm fighting and I'm building my growth, and I get to 16-0 before I land a world title shot, or I land a fight in the US, and you start writing about it, Kofi, all that shit, I feel like a celebrity. You know, Africans, that's the way they do.
Yeah, that's true. True.
It's there. You see, if it starts from maybe you in boxing, let's say from the 10 fight, maybe from the 11, people are blogging about him, 12, they are blogging about him and all that. It will get used to it. So you wouldn't get to 16-0 to go to the US before you can start talking about him to feel like it's very important. But right from the start, if you are blogging about him, you are talking about him, and like it gets into his head, it gets like it becomes a normal thing. But if you make it look like I get to 16 and I have to go to abroad before you talk about see me as a boxer, I'll go there and I'll disappoint you because this is people I do. I'm not used to it. Right. So let's start from somewhere. Let's build it so that when we get there, we go to that 20 and we are going to abroad. They are blogging about that. we won't feel like we are celebrities. We will just feel like it's normal news. I'm going to fight and they are talking about it.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
this is, the bosses today, they don't have psychologists around,
True.
and that thing is killing African boxers.
Mm.
How you even see $1 million? It's all up to your mind. Someone will see $1 million will feel like $1 million is no money. Another person too will see $30,000 and feels his life is changed. He will ask if I change the $30,000, what can I do? Well, you can buy a house at Castle. And that is it.
Crazy. So I mean, the point has been well made, and I really understand that. And of course, I mean, something really needs to be done about the way the fighters go out there to represent themselves, especially because it is not just about them. Because a lot of look at the Miguel Belcher and then the Oscar Valdez fight. The whole Mexico was represented in the USA. You understand? And it was something that's very prideful. Of course, we all know how strong Mexicans are, right? They have not given a very good account of themselves, I don't think that Top Rank would have wanted to put them on the show like that. So, see, it's possible for Top Rank to host events where it would be all Ghanaians or all Nigerians or, all Congo or all Namibia or all Botswana, depending on the performance of the boys. So, please, anytime that you are fighting or you step out there to fight, make sure you give a very good account of yourself. So, when the big dogs see you, they know how serious you are, and then they give you the platform for you to showcase your talent to the world, because that's exactly where you want to get to. You want to get to the big platforms, and there's a big platform that has made people like Canelo, has made people like Floyd Mayweather, has made people like Oscar De La Hoya. I mean, Azuma Nelson, the list go on and on and on and on. So anytime that you guys go out there to represent yourself, please make sure that you give a very good account of yourselves, so that at the end of the day, glory will come to all of us.
Kofi.
Yeah.
One thing I would say is our amateur system is very weak. Our amateur system is very, very, very weak. Because amateur system is the system that gives the boxers exposure locally. They know each other, they fight, and then in amateur, they don't have, amateur, they don't have managers. So you will not see that kind of pay for somebody to pass through. It is not part of amateur system. But the problem is our amateur system is very weak. They don't have program for them. They don't stage fight for amateur people and things like that. So if the boxer is in the name of amateur for some few years, then he is looking for somebody who will call himself his manager. So once the person comes to become his manager, then the person say, okay, now you become professional boxer. But the person is not matured. He didn't go into boxing ring and then mature very well before transform into professional boxing. So it's there that the problem is becoming from. Do you remember the time that we got some amateur system, even that bill professional boxers were fighting on? Martin boxing. Do you remember Martin boxing? It's Martin boxing that we found.
I do remember Martin.
Strong, yeah. That is the time that we found some strong boxers that move into mature boxing. Okay, that is the time that this guy George Ashley made his name. That is the time that this guy Game Boy also came up. That is the time a lot of guys came out from that stage. You see, so is a matter of making promotion for amateur boxing, and then they become very good before moving to professional boxing. Our national team, the amateur national team itself, is not doing anything. No fight for the boys and things like that. So they are not building themselves from the on stage. You understand? They are not building themselves from there. So that is where the problems come from. When we come out with our professional boxers, they are nothing to write home about, because they bought fight for them till they got to 15-0, 20-0. And when they go out to face a real boxing, they don't have anything to do. They go there and then lose miserably. So we need to build our amateur boxing.
Right. I think you've said something which is really on my heart, because without amateur boxing, we'll not be able to feed the professional boxing. In fact, if you look at the gyms right now, almost all of them are turning their amateur boxers into professional boxers. Somebody will say that a boxer like Alfred Lamptey would still be, or expensive boxer John Lai and Poncho and all those guys. This would have been their time for them to be at the amateur. But there are a lot of things happening that these guys are being forced to turn professional because it is in the best interest of themselves. Because if you talk to some of these coaches or the coaches that handles them, they tell you that the system that is being handled at the amateur level or the Ghana amateur boxing is not favoring them. You understand? Some sort of politics and some sort of things. They tell us a lot of things that, for them it feels like that the best way is that, let's just turn the boy professional, let him fight. And maybe the guy will be able to, build the experiences that he wants as he grows into the fight. And we've seen that with Alfred Lamptey. Even though he didn't go to games and all that, anytime I see Alfred Lamptey fight, I see a very different Alfred Lamptey each and every fight. A more developed, a more composed fight after fight. But he could have been with the amateur team, and hoping to go to or qualify to the Olympic Games and go and also make a statement for himself. But opportunity is not coming because his coach thinks that the opportunities that the coach or whoever is in charge of that place is not giving them the opportunity. So sometimes we want to help, but we don't know how to help. So we just watch it happen and let the boys fight. Because if, for instance, so if you say you want to go in and if you want to go do something, it's not going to work. That's the truth.
Yes.
So if the boy is your brother or is your sister, you definitely go like, okay, but you're professional. It is the simple solution that your coach will give you, your whole family will give you for you to pursue your dreams. But ideally, come on, we have people fighting at the amateur level over 5-7 years and they are still amateur boxers. Come on, how long did Anthony Joshua fight for him to become a professional? This is not Morocco. This is not Tunisia, where we know that those people or those countries they have a very good amateur system. Even when the guys are not professional, they have been taken care of by the government and everything properly. It's not like the case here. So here, ideally, would have been, if I was to be in charge, it would have been your performance. So you qualify for the games. There are 3 games that we all know. If you don't go for all African games, you go for Commonwealth Games. If you don't go for Commonwealth Games, you go for Olympic Games. It is 3 games that we all know. These are the 3 main games that everybody wants, every fighter sort of want to go. Then apart from that, maybe the other games, like some countries organizing some amateur competitions that you can also go compete, usually in Cuba, in the Netherlands, in Germany and all that we know that fighters go. But if you're a fighter and you can't go anywhere and cry, at least all African games you want to represent. Commonwealth Games you want to represent. Olympic Games you want to represent. So that at least when you become a professional fighter and you mount the ring and the ring announcer is, giving you the accolades, coming from so as one so medal at the All African Games or the Commonwealth, then some sort of confidence. But if you go 1, 2, 3 and 9, it is simple. Sometimes when I think about it, I don't understand how. Of course, some people deserve more than 1 chance. So it is a calendar. Give them 2 chances. After the 2 chances, let somebody else come, and also let's see. Look at John Comey. That's why anytime I think of the John Comey guy, I feel sad. John Comey could have been one of the guys who would have joined Sechi to qualify for the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Because the guy, everything. It's a fighter that you go like, this guy, he deserves it. Let's take him there. Of course, he couldn't go. The other fighters went. And then we had John Sechi and the captain qualified to go. But Look at the talents that we had there. Of course, we can also say that the government didn't help all of them to go. But there have been guys that has been there like more than 2 times, more than 3 times. How many times do you want to take them? It breaks the heart of the other fighters that are also training at different gyms. So I won't blame somebody like Coach Latte who say that professional on here. Where fight the fight be on here. Or Kaloko who say that, you know, hey, Danny Gosh, if you're not see, when we uploaded the video of Danny Gosh fighting that street boxing in the streets, do you know how many views that we got on Kboxtv? Only us. We had more than 4 million views. That's Danny Gosh. He hasn't been to competition. He hasn't been to anywhere. But look at the performance and the eyes that saw that guy. Imagine you are taking that guy to, I mean, let him also try. What shall I try a lock? That how will he go? If he goes all African games, Olympic and that's Commonwealth and then you know like this guy, be professional nurse and boy, you're not a professional because you know that you gave him the chance and the guy didn't live up to expectation. But if you do not, anytime that you talk to him one-on-one, all he will tell you is that and that's what they always say. Exactly. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe you see something different. But because you're not giving him the chance, yeah.
You see, like Richard Comey said, I think right now the board is failing us. Kofi, I keep saying it. The secretary, the GBA secretary, Kofi, I just like that man, and I feel if we have that man as a GBA president, we'll move forward. Because when you look at Charles Zwendis, Peter Zwendis, one of the biggest lawyers in Ghana, as a GBA president, you see, there's nowhere Peter can't enter. I don't know where you will bring Peter. Peter is one of the biggest guys in Ghana. Apart from being a GBA president, like he's one of the biggest guys. So, and he has a lot of people coming to his law firm. Like people go there, these big guys. So if it clearly shows this one is not helping, because if on a regular you are working cases for big companies. Like in some recently he worked on a case like that. I think it was last year or 2 years. One of the biggest banks in Ghana, and he worked on those cases for the bank. So Kofi, you see, if you really care about boxing and you are the president of Ghana Boxing, you know what we are facing. You know our problems. Kofi, you can even work a deal with these banks. You get me? Work a deal with them. Let them give us loans. Let them give promoters loans, soft loans. Or let them even come and support in their own way. These people will do it. You know, in Ghana, big boys rule. Like big boys meet big boys.
Yeah.
A small boy like me, I won't be able to go and meet someone like Peter Zwendis. But Peter Zwendis can actually meet a lot of. Because it's the truth. It's the honest truth.
True.
So
that's true.
If you are the father of if you are the son or the daughter of Peter Zwendis and you want a job at Ghana Commercial Bank, or you want a job at maybe one of the biggest companies in Ghana, Kofi, he can actually work it out for you. Once he goes there and he brings his son and he tells them, I'm Peter Zwendis, I want to see if there is a vacancy or something. Kofi, I tell you, they will work it for that person. If he goes to 10 places, 5 places will be willing to take the son. And Kofi, so if you are the president of Ghana Boxing, this is what you are lacking now, and you can't use your post, you can't use who you are to help the boxing community. I don't know what you are doing, because the only time you see him is when maybe there's a big fight, a fighter has worked all his way, or a promoter has been able to promote the fighter so well, and the fighter is going to fight in the US. That is when you will see him dressed. He will go to the US, and even when he gets to the US, he can't even make connections. Kofi, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot to be a president. Because when you want to talk about presidency or you want to talk about leadership, because leadership are the Takashi people that moves and people follow them. People that when you take him out from maybe his country and you take him to maybe the US, he wants to take something from the US and bring it to him. Leaders, they go to steal, and after that they protect their territories. So if you have someone who will go and he can't steal, he can't make any connection, and his territory too, he can't even protect his territory. Then Kofi, I don't know what he's doing for us. Anytime you interview the secretary, Kofi, I feel his vibes. Like, this is the person that Kofi, if he should meet you one-on-one, and he tells you, okay, this is what I'm going through, I want you to help me, Kofi, you would definitely like to help that man. This is the person I see. So I wasn't surprised when Richard Comey was going in out, then he was saying that he suggests maybe that guy should be the president of Ghana Boxing. Kofi, he should be the. You see, we need a leader that will push this. What we have now, it's like we are under people are controlling us. Even when it comes to the sports military, we are not even recognized. But when you want to look at what sports has been able to do for Ghana, Kofi, you can't take boxing out. I feel boxing stands number one. Boxing is number one. If you want to see what sports has been able to do for a country like Ghana, boxing stands tall. So if boxing is standing tall and we have a leader that he knows we have problems and Kofi is not doing it, he's always at his firm. Kofi, I feel that's not the leader we need. That's not the leader we need. We need someone who can shake tables, who will move and like you will see that, okay, this guy is moving, let's follow. And Kofi, sometimes promoters, sometimes boxing fans, sometimes even the boxers, this is what they need. They need someone that they know that, yes, this person is leading us. If you are there, you're too down, like you are in the office, we don't even see you, we don't even see you in the newspapers talking about boxing, like being a little controversial. Because you see, you should understand boxing business. Boxing business is always about controversies. Today, the Ghana boxing president said this. He said, if you are not giving these things, you are not giving the amateur team what this and this, or you are not supporting them this, we are going on a rally. When he says that, you see the people that will get from Bukum. I'm telling you, no joke, the people that will get from Bukum, the people that will get from Amprobi supporting this thing. And if you're on the street, I'm telling you, the government will start looking at us, the sports ministry will start, because you see, we have a case to make. It's not as if we are not doing anything. Just recently, we had a world champion, Richard Comey. We had a world champion. What's his name?
I think
Dugbe. You see, we are working. Even without the support, we are working. So we have a case, and we can make this case. But who is going to make this case for us? It's the leader. So if the leader is sitting there, and we are just here. Kofi will just be like this, and so that cannot come. And Kofi, for me as a boxing fan, and me wanting to be a promoter, I wouldn't want to sit to be maybe 60 years to see things change. I want to enjoy. I want to be able to say, okay, in this era, we move boxing. We did this for boxing. We changed this. This is what I want. I don't want to sit down to become an old man and I'll be looking at things and I won't feel happy about it. I need to see change. And if I'm going to see a change, it's a leader, the person that is leading us. He must start, because when he starts, then we can also follow to make our case. So if the president is not doing, because I feel sometimes we have to blast them. That president, we have to let him know this is what we are talking about. We are the new generation. We are going to change boxing. We are going to make boxing a better sport for people to come and invest in, people to make money out of boxing. I believe boxing will change my life. I believe boxing will give me that $1 million that I've been looking for in my life. So if I have someone who feels is a leader and it's not clearing the path for me to my $1 million, there is my enemy. And this is what we have to do now. Richard Comey has started, and I think we must follow. As Kboxtv, because I don't know your stand about this, but I feel as Kboxtv, this is what we should stand for. We should stand for people that can work, not people that are not doing anything for us. People that can work.
Right.
So we should push for this.
I see Amedoda looking at you and shaking his head and doing and all that. Amedoda, what is on your heart that you want to say?
Kofi, it is so worrying to hear the name of Lawyer Peter Swenis in Ghana boxing. In fact, I don't want to talk about him. Okay. There's a rumor, Kofi, I'm giving you this assignment, okay?
Okay.
Humble assignment. There's a rumor going on that Ikwoti is voluntarily offering himself for the amateur boxing should be given to him to take care of. Go into that news and investigate it. That is all I
okay, all right. I'm going to pick it up and then contact a few journalists that I know and then see how we can reach through to him and then get his stand on that. Because I think somebody also told me that thing, but I was like, it didn't sound like it's true. But with you also telling me, I think I would have to dig into it. And hopefully next week, Thursday, we'll be here and we'll talk about it and see. Because him being the boss of it will really help us. With his experience and what he's achieved. I mean, if not anything, crowd, we know one of the opponents that he fought is now like one of the biggest promoters in the world. So if he gets into the game, he would enter as an amateur coach. But the truth is, wherever he stands, whether I'm an amateur or professional coach, because don't forget, he's not a coach now. He's not a coach. He was in the corner of one of these US fighter, a Ghanaian US based fighter in Ghana. So I'm sure he's sharpening his skills, for the future. So if the federation is given to him, I feel like he'll be able to, do something. But between that period, I think I'll find out the information and see if for real he'll be given the role, and if there's any truth to what you've told me, Amedoda. But so a lot of things that you have said, I really side with you on that. We need a way to make boxing more attractive for the newcomers, because see, there are people who have degrees who I feel like who can even be trainers. Some people who have degrees who can even be referees, and some could even venture into the boxing business as promoters, or let's say coaches. It all depends on how the things will be presented to such a person to want to get into the game. Anybody who's closer to a pitch in his house or in his community feels like he can be a football person. And so you find a person going to the Ghana Boxing Authority, Ghana Football Authority, GFA, and finding out information. And sometimes it works for them, sometimes it doesn't. But it's because the should I say the arrangements has been there, or they have a roadmap to guide whoever it is that wants to get into the sport of football. I think we should have the same as boxing. But I'm not saying it's not there. If you go to the Ghana Boxing Authority and then you speak to the secretary, he usually does everything he can to support you. But like I was saying, everybody wants to see the leader step up when things are happening. And so we hope that things will go the way we want it to go for the next generation and the people who want to get into boxing to go into it, the way it is. I listened to the tape. I listened to the tape of Richie Comey, and you could see that he was talking from the heart. I don't know if he was. I can't say he was angry, because from the beginning he was happy when they were asking him about how the performance and everything went, and so he was in a good mood and talking about it. The only time that he switched in the interview was when they asked him about the state of the current Ghana boxing. That was when he got pissed, and so you could see that this is a fighter who has gone through the system to get to the top, but some things didn't favor him. All right, and now he sees himself out there and he sees what is happening out there, and he feels like, people are in position who should be able to provide those things for the fighter, or for him as a fighter, which he didn't get. And so he said what he had to say, and then for him, I was like, okay, this is a pure James. The way he spoke, this is my take on it. I feel like this is a real James style or Bukom, because it sounded like a very Bukom. He sounded very Bukomish in his response. He didn't go very diplomatic about it. He just aired it like the way he felt it. Yeah.
You see, if you want to be diplomatic about this situation, it will never be solved. Right. It will never be solved, because you see, for boxing, combat sports, combat sports, you need people who can push things. We don't need our people to lead combat sports. Look at Bob Arum. I even asked at age 82 or something. 82 or something. When Bob Arum is speaking, it's someone that is very controversial. Combat sports, you just have to make news. Each day you have to make news. You don't have to be down. When last did we see Peter Zwenis in the news? Kofi, you don't see him in the news. The only time you see him in the news is maybe a picture of him with a world champion, like a boxer that just became a world champion. That's the only time you see him. Kofi, the guy is not doing anything. Like, you see, when you told me about the video, I watched the video, and Kofi, I sat down, and you see, it's sad. It's sad. I don't know how to describe this thing, but this is very sad. And Kofi, if you understand boxing, you know what boxing can do for a human being. Kofi, I tell you, you speak with emotions. You won't sit down and be diplomatic about these things. Kofi, they are sitting on millions, like millions that can come. They are sitting on it. People that can be millionaires in this country through boxing to shake things, they are sitting on it. Ask yourself, what's his name? As a quote, Ikwate fought over 20 years ago. This guy is still enjoying that fight he fought with Oscar De La Hoya.
Right.
He's still enjoying it. So if you want to sit down and you want to wait for Peter Zwenis, who is so down and is not doing anything for us, and over 20 years, you see, as of now, Kofi, you can't even boast apart from Joshua Clottey. You can't boast of any boxer that is rich. As of now, we speak. No boxer is rich. Amedoda is in debt. Top rank. They signed a big contract. The guy couldn't fight. He couldn't make big fight for them to get their money back. And at a point, his father was really worried, and he was looking for fight because they needed to make fight. And Kofi, I'm not surprised that they even give him that Navarrete rematch. All because they have to pay their debt. You get me? So if you sit in a country like this, as Amedoda was making numbers here, see the crowd who was pulling at the Bukum Arena. All his fighters I went to watch Kofi, like the numbers there, the excitement, people were really happy. He was trending around, and Kofi, there was no support. Even at the time, they have to go through Rollins for Rollins to go to Akufo-Addo before they were able to get a pass to what's the fight here. Kofi, you see what is happening this time, and let's let this rush. Like if you say we talk about this thing,
I feel your pain, and we feel like things need to be done for the next generation to be excited about boxing, so that Cudjoe will not only have to sit down and wait for Valdez to fight in US before he stays up. No, we want to also stay up and watch expensive boxer and Dixon and Poncho and the rest and Requam fight and then it being the main bill, and then that's what we also want. So please, it all begins on how things will be done back in the Netherlands. So we're going to keep our eyes on it and see how things go for there. But like, guys, let's just jump internationally, because anytime we talk about the Ghana stuff or African stuff, so usually it takes our mood down, because we see what's happening in the world and we just want to see it happen in our motherland, and unfortunately we don't see it like that, and so sometimes it breaks our hearts. But we always have to fall onto the US and then the UK to find something to laugh about. What are we laughing about today? We are laughing about the fact that Teofimo Lopez could make about $6 million or over $6 million dollars because Triller has won the bid to host the fight against Kambosos, the Australian fighter. ESPN, which is Bob Arum, went into it. He presented a little over $2 million, and then at the end also came in to bid that he would like to host the fight on the Zone. They also put in a little over $3 million, and then Triller, if you remember, one promoter or one broadcaster who is into the game not too long ago, that promoted hosted the fight, one of the fights that Amedoda doesn't really like, but the fight brought a lot of eyes, which was the Roy Jones Jr. versus Mike Tyson, has come in, and says that he is interested in hosting the fight. But this fight, he's going to give Teofimo Lopez, I think, a little over $6 million. So like, let's say $6.1 million. That's how much that he is willing to pay to host the fight. Now, I want to start from Amedoda. This is one promoter that promotes a fight that you don't like. Today, he says he's coming to the game and he wants to promote one of the fights that maybe you will like. And this time, he's going to pay $6.1 million. What do you think about it, Amedoda?
Oh, well, it's very good. It's very good. That's if a promoter coming in and then offering such money for a fight, then it's a good thing, because Teofimo is up and coming. And then we all saw how the unification bout against Lomachenko, we also saw how he struggled before they came into agreement for the fight to come on.
Right.
It's got to a stage now. The news is in the system that even Lomachenko cut his pay off to top up his Teofimo's purse for Teofimo to agree and then come into the fight. Fine. It's nice. It's nice. That is what we want for the boxers and then from boxing. It is fine. But the Teofimo guy, the thing that's surrounding him now, and then Bob Arum is now holding him like a dove egg. You see, that is something very serious that we are seeing it to be something which is still drawing boxing backwards. You see, Bob Arum is now is the devil of boxing. Bob Arum is the devil of boxing. He's not helping boxing in any way. He's just bringing boxing down totally. You see, those are the things because we all know how Teofimo became the champion, and then now there are fights lined up over there for him to fight. Okay, the fight that the boxing fans want. You, Bob Arum, you are not bringing on those fights, and then you go and then work fight. Even the fight is there for Teofimo and Devihani to fight. Okay? You are not working on that fight. You keep on saying things that you shouldn't say and things like that, you see. And then you are bringing in Kambosos to come and fight for the title and things like that. But good that somebody is coming from behind and saying that, oh, he's bringing out money for the press to look very good for these boxers to fight.
Okay.
I am happy with that.
Okay. All right. First of all, Sowah, do you think let's say it is, I know it is 6 million, 6 million and 18 something, right? So like, let's say somewhere around 6.1 million. It is not almost 6.1, but like, let's say 6.1 million. Do you think Teofimo Lopez deserves that kind of purse? Or you think that he's up and coming, so maybe somewhere below 2 million would have been ideal?
Oh no, Kofi, it can't take 2 million. Kofi, you know, me as a boxing person, I've always been about the money. And Kofi, I feel these boys, they've done so well. Look at where they came from. Look at the noise that they've made for boxing. Kofi, you see, it's not just about them. It's about what they are bringing on board. What are you adding to boxing? What vibe are you bringing when boxing is dying? So, Kofi, if they came and they made noise at 135, and right now 135 is turning so tall, everybody wants to see what is happening at 135. Kofi, I feel nobody should fight at 135 for less than $1 million. I'm telling you this, Kofi, because everyone is looking at 135. Everybody wants to see a fight at 135. So if everybody wants to see a fight at 135, look at the population. Look at the boxing population. Everybody wants to see a fight at 135. And you want to pay a boxer less than $1 million. Are you serious? You are not serious. You are not in for business. You should be able to promote the fights and even increase their purses. Like Richard Comey should be taking like $4 million at least. At least he should be taking like $4 million when he fought Lopez. But Kofi, you all know he didn't even take more than $1 million. And it's sad. So Kofi, I feel the $6 million is good, and I think he even deserves more. This is an undisputed champion. This is someone that came to take the fight that people were darking and people were running away from that fight. He faced Lomachenko. He was able to beat Lomachenko. See where he came from. He went in for the big fight. Went for Richard Comey. He destroyed Richard Comey. Went for Lomachenko. He destroyed Lomachenko. So Kofi, you shouldn't give him that low money. And Kofi, I think Trilla has done so. They've done so well. Like me, I've been in support of them. Even when they brought in Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fights, Kofi, I enjoyed it. And I feel these are serious businessmen. These are serious businessmen. Apart from them, you can talk about this one and at the end. Kofi, these two people are just the serious people you have in boxing now. They talk millions and they are ready to promote the fight to generate millions as well. Kofi, Lopez next fight, Kofi, it's like if you are talking about pay-per-view records in this COVID time, it can break pay-per-view records. Look at the news just after this announcement. Go and see the news. Like people, it's trending everywhere. And these are the kind of things that motivate people like what's his name? People like the Ryan Garcia, people like the Devianis. This is what motivates them. Because Kofi, these boys, they came in to make millions and they've made noise. So when they see things like this, it tells them, okay, good. Bring the big fight. I'll do it. I'll do it for the big money. I mean, if you are giving $1 million, you expect me to go and fight. I'll never fight. I'll wait for COVID to be over and at least move the purses to maybe $8 million or something. $6 million in the COVID time. COVID is good money, and I think Lopez deserves it. He really deserves it.
Interesting. Now, let me just say something.
Kofi, if we talk about that purse for this particular fight, Lopez don't deserve $6 million. No, he don't deserve it. Where what is the fan base of that fight? The fight that he's fighting. Kambosos, what is the thing that they are bringing on stage? There's a fight there that the fans want. Okay, so if you have a title, IBF title, okay, you Teofimo, you have IBF title that you want from.
Cudjoe, this is a defense.
And then, listen, I'm coming with the point. If you want the title, IBF title, and then you are going into unification bout, okay, against number 1 pound for pound, that is Lomachenko, and then you are offered less than $1.5 million, okay, and then it takes a whole lot of things before you get a little bit of top up, okay, and then you win, you won that fight, okay. Now you are the you unify the titles, okay, and then you are going to the fight, and you are going to the fight against Kambosos. What is Kambosos bringing on the stage? What is he bringing in? Who watch Kambosos fight? So if you make a bet, I'm not against the amount, the higher amount it is or whatever. But what I am against is we want the numbers. We want what the boxing fans need. Okay. So if the fight that is minor fight, this fight is a minor fight. So a minor fight is paying like this. Right. How will the major fight be?
No, Amedoda. If you allow me to fight 2 big fights, someone like Richard Comey, we know he's a crack boxer. I fought Richard Comey. I won that fight for chicken change. Now I moved to Lomachenko. That fight should have generated me about $10 million. I took less than $2 million. And now that I've been able to defeat all these guys, for people to see that I'm strong, you expect me to take something little, even when I'm fighting someone that is not really a crack boxer. I mean, that should be serious. This is business.
What bring money on board? What bring money on board?
And you are not giving me
that bring money on board. Okay, it's the fans that bring money on board.
Is that the
fight? Is that Kambosos fight? Is it the fight that fans want? No, ask that question yourself. Kambosos fight is the fight that fans want. So if you fight Teofimo, okay, even that fight Teofimo, how much was Teofimo's purse? Okay, and then all of a sudden, you shoot out with a minor fight. Okay, you shoot out with a minor fight.
Listen,
that is the minor fight. Kambosos fight is the minor fight. If he's not fighting even Ryan Garcia, I'll say that Ryan Garcia is a popular guy, and then he's on the scene for some time now. If he's fighting Gervonta Davis, I'll say that this fight is a good fight. Even Linari, I'll say that this is the fight that people might love to fight to watch. But Kambosos, what is that? Kambosos. No,
you see, Kambosos is also a good boxer. Forget the fact that it's a minor fight. This guy fought Richard Comey. After fighting Richard Comey, he fought Lomachenko. These are 2 big fights. As all the boys at 135, nobody will even like to take this kind of risks. He took.
I like these conversations. I like it very, 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 very much. Guys, that's why I said that make sure that you subscribe to Kboxtv so that anytime that we are here, you get to enjoy the heat. Today, we are turning down the heat for you guys. This is small heat. $6 million heat. You know, it's small heat. We want to, for me, I mean, I listened to what Babarum said when he was asked the reason why he didn't bid for $6 million. He said that the fight is not a $6 million kind of fight. That the fight was a normal fight. You know, he was even angry that the zone even presented money to want to air it, because the zone has their own arrangement with Matchroom Boxing. So under what circumstance do you cross onto ESPN to want to do their shows? And he said something which I think we all haven't considered. He said Triller has only done one fight, or has done only one show, which was the Mike Tyson fight. After that time up to now, he wants to do another show. And don't forget that there's already news that Mike Tyson might fight Evander Holyfield. And if that fight happens, it's Triller who is going to host the show. And we all saw what Triller did with the Mike Tyson and then Leroy Jones Jr. fight. I mean, it was a fantastic fight. We saw Snoop Dogg come to give us performance. We saw people come give us show. It wasn't just boxing. In fact, after the show, a lot of people are even saying that Snoop Dogg should even become a regular commentator, because people love the way he was portraying and all that. But Babaram is saying that he is the promoter, has a lot of fighters that is promoting. He needs to give content to ESPN on a regular basis. And we are looking at somebody who is coming in. For him, he said he would have even loved for Triller to have contacted him to say that, oh, you know what, this show, maybe I like it. And so maybe I would like to host it, and maybe I'll pay the boxer an extra $1 million. He said he wouldn't have said that he's going to reject it. But if they want to host it and they didn't want to follow, when he said that, I got was like, if they want to hold the show and if they want to follow Lopez with it, they should take him and give him money. Because he has a lot of people that promote him, and he has a lot of fighters that because to him there's no way you can compare ESPN to Triller. ESPN is a full-time sports channel, and Triller is like a one-off. This thing that he's doing, if he does it one, like he feels like the market is not going to favor him. But if you want to pay this money, if you have even called him that, hey, I want to give you extra $1 million to the boxer crowd, like he will agree for the thing to happen. But if you want him to take the boxer along, come and take him. One of promoting. My question is, how do you feel about this thing that he said? Logically, I mean, Sowah.
Bobarov is a devil of boxing, like Amedoda said. Devil of boxing. This comments he made, it tells you Bobarov is scared. He's already scared of the zone. He's scared of Bobarov at the end.
Yeah, true.
And right now, Killer 2 is coming in.
True.
So your man is not comfortable at all, because he knows very soon he will be out of business.
True.
It's not comfortable at all. And Kofi, for him to tell you that he has a lot of bosses, he has to promote. Kofi, we don't care about that. You sign contracts with them, you want to make money out of them. That's why you're promoting them. Why is he promoting them? To make money out of them.
But
so if you feel you have
this fight that Triller is going to host, he has 20% too. 20% in the purse.
Exactly. Kofi, that is it.
And
you have 20% in the purse.
So 35, 65. So 35% for Kambosos, 65 for Teofimo Lopez. And don't forget, Teofimo Lopez has a manager. So the manager will take his percent, and Bobaram will take 20% as a promoter.
Kofi, so you see, if all these things, all these divisions are going to be made, and you want to pay a boxer $2 million, are you correct? Undisputed, Kofi, undisputed. WBC, WBA, WBO, IBF.
That's a mistake for you to be saying that.
I don't know. You let me finish. All the 4 major world titles. This guy has all the 4 major world titles. Forget about the franchise. Forget about the WBC franchise. We are not working with the franchise. The Vieri to be is no champion. Forget about franchise. This guy has all the four.
Are you taking the
I know
WBC
you. I know Amedoda won't agree, but
are you taking the WBC out?
I know you won't agree.
No, not that I will not agree. We all know how
the fact that you like the Vienna.
That is how it is.
No, the fact that you like the Vienna doesn't mean it's
no. The thing is on paper. On paper,
it's an email champion.
WBC is not part of Teofimo's titles, okay? And then without WBC, you cannot be undisputed. So where from that news that Teofimo is undisputed?
So get the franchise. See, it's been recognized by a lot of boxing pages, lot of boxing personalities, the boxing world as an undisputed champion, and that is what it is.
That is
we see him as undisputed champion. Amedoda, listen, your boy Deviani, the email champion.
Deviani is not my boy. Deviani is not my boy. Deviani is a boxer. I love every boxer. Okay? I love every boxer, provided all the opportunities are there for the boxer. It's the same Bob Hardy that stopped what does the name Lomachenko from fighting Devin Haney. Like they fight Devin Haney and he beat Devin Haney. I would not be mentioning Devin Haney's name today, but he don't allow this guy to fight.
So what champion?
Why the fight didn't happen? Why the fight didn't happen? If you say that means you are not following boxing well, okay, Negro. If you say that means you are not following boxing well. If you are a champion, you are having a title and you have your mandatory fight and you refuse to fight it, you have to drop the title down. You understand? You have to drop the title. And once you drop the title, somebody come and fight for you. You don't know that.
No. Kofi, bear witness to this. Listen, before the fight, WBC said they added the title to it. Before Lomachenko fought Lopez. Yes, they added the title to it.
They added which title?
Good.
They added which title?
The franchise title.
The WBC title. So it became 4 titles. On that night, they fought for 4 titles.
It's franchise the title they fight
not 3.
For.
Yeah, franchise.
No, it's franchise the title they fight for. They don't fight for franchise. They don't fight for franchise.
But it was added. It was added by the WBC.
To get the franchise.
The mistake of Suleiman. The mistake of Suleiman. Listen to me.
Negro, listen to me. To have a franchise, and to get the franchise, it's a matter of you as a champion. You go down and kneel down and beg for WBC to give you the franchise. That is how you get the franchise. And the franchise only give you the chance to dodge your mandatory fight. Okay, the franchise give you the chance to dodge your mandatory fight. You got your title already, so what are we talking about again?
Is that what you're saying?
Franchise is the title that you begged for, and nobody will challenge it again.
Kofi, I've always told you that Amedoda is a big fan of the Vienna. He's a Deviani person. So if anything you will hear about Deviani, Amedoda will counter. You see.
No, the thing is, me, I talk about champion boxers. Me, I love boxing and I talk about champion boxers. If that fight happened, Lomachenko versus Deviani as a mandatory fight, if it happened, and then Lomachenko beat Deviani, today I will not be calling Deviani's name very high. The same thing applies to listen to me. The same thing applies to Jamel versus Canelo. Okay, the other franchise who is being given to Canelo, and Canelo dropped that fight. And today, who is the WBC middleweight champion? Is Jamel. So what are you talking about? Is Jamel the WBC world champion? The same as Deviani. So what again?
The fight between.
I think we need to clarify something. I think the sanctioning body, even with the WBA, right? The WBA, they have a regular title, the super title. If you have the regular title, you can't fight for the unification title, or you can't fight for undisputed, or you can't unify. For you to unify, you need to hold the super title. With the WBC, for you to be able to unify, or for you to be able to be called undisputed, you need to have the regular title. You see how the confusion is. So they didn't have the franchise title until recently, or let's say last year, where they created the franchise title, and they, according to their word, was supposed to just present to sort of boxers that are doing something exceptional, something like that. That's according to their word. So it is not something according to them was supposed to be competed for, but unfortunately, it had to be competed for in the Teofimo Lopez versus Vasily Lomachenko fight. because originally that wasn't part of the title that was being competed for, and then Mauricio Suleiman later on said that, you know what, they've agreed that they're going to put that title to as part of it. First, he said it wasn't going to be called an undisputed, but then later, after they presented the title, other interviews that he granted, he found himself saying some things and all that, you know. So I get it that the confusion is there, you know. I get it, the confusion is there, and that is another thing that is also making it even difficult for us boxing lovers to even explain it to somebody who comes into boxing now to even follow boxing for him to understand. If you are following NBA today, you know that it is simple. The East people compete, the West compete. When they finish, they meet at the finals, and then there's the All-Star weekend, and then it is done. If you follow football, we have the Premier League. This will play. See how people will play. At the end of the day, we have Champions League. One person takes it, and then it is done. But in our own, it is sanctioning bodies keep coming. Today, in fact, me and you and Amedoda, we can sit down and then come up with a sanctioning body, and then any sharp, it is there.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? And so it is making it very difficult for, you know, us to explain it to people. But it would have been ideal if at least the old ones that we know keep to the old way of doing things. If the WBC, WBA, WBO, and then the IBF would have maintained like how it is with the IBF. IBF only has one title.
IBF, yeah.
If you're a world champion, you are a world champion. Even the WBO was trying to confuse us a little bit. They came in with the WBO Global. What is global and world? What is the difference? If you Google global right now, it will tell you something about the world. But I think it hasn't really sat down properly for people to really get it, and so it is not really becoming like a controversy like it is with the BBC franchise, and then the BBC regular, and then the WBA super, and then the WBA regular. So these are the things that is making today's show, you know, sort of have some kind of different opinion. So I really agree with what Sowah is saying, and I also really agree with what Amedoda is saying, because at the end of the day,
you need not agree with what Sowah is saying. What Sowah is saying,
no.
There's no way you agree with what Sowah is saying, because
the confusion is being created by the sanctioning bodies. It is not my fault. The sanctioning bodies is saying it. The guy was given a platform and hold the zone, and then I don't know the question that I don't know if he got confused or what. But then he found himself saying, okay, he's a unified champion. So, and then it's
exactly. So the president is saying he's a unified champion. Who am I?
Because people work so hard. Look at the time people are working, putting in there. Look at how they made you guys a champion. Because Manny Pacquiao is saying that was not willing to fight. They just took the title for him, and then they didn't make him a champion in recess. What is champion in recess? If the guy is not fighting, he's not fighting. Put him somewhere, and let us give it to the person who is ready, and let the person fight.
Who is ready to fight?
Promote the interim to make, you know, and then those are the things that will make the boys serious. But if we give them titles via email, we give them champions in recess, we degrade. It is going to make you and Amedoda have this kind of argument on Kboxtv every time, because
exactly. How can I acknowledge
we want to look old school, but man, Charlie, you know what? Let's talk about Canelo. Canelo will be fighting this weekend against you too.
I want Amedoda to know that the day that Vienna will fight any of the big boys at 135, I can put a big bet on it. That even if there should be a fight between Devieni and Richard Comey, if I have 2,000 Ghana cedis, I'll put it on it. That Richard Comey will beat Devieni. Devieni is a low champion. There's nobody in the sport of boxing for me, and I don't see him becoming a world champion through a fight. Only emails. That one.
You see, Kofi, I am not a fan of a boxer. I am a fan of boxing. That is why Sowah is not getting me right.
Okay.
What
Okay.
happened?
Okay.
I know since I started watching boxing over 40 years ago, I know all these things over there that if mandatory fight and the champion refused to fight mandatory fight, yours is leave the title down. Pull the title down and leave there. And once you put the title down, that title will be given to this title will be put there for number 1 and number 2 to come and challenge for.
To compete.
Okay, so once they challenge for that title, then that title will get the owner. Okay, and that is what happened in Devin Haney's case. Devin Haney became the number 1 challenger. Okay, and then Bob Arum told Roma that don't fight that guy. That guy, if you fight him, he'll beat you. So let's go. Let me lead you to WBC so that you kneel down for them and they give you franchise so that the franchise gives you the power to dub him. And that is exactly what happened. And then they say that, okay, now, Devin Haney, you are the champion, okay? Because he is the one at the number 1 there. And then after that, the WBC arranged fight for him to defend that title. And he defended it and beat the guy from round 1 to round 12. And then the second one, he fought Gamboa, beat Gamboa from round 1 to round 12. So what is the franchise? What is the email champion again? Defend your title for 2 times. And I still mentioning email champion, email champion. What is email champion again? He didn't fight for the title. So please understand that. I don't care whether the Haney lose fight or not. But once he didn't lose, he is the champion. That is all.
Sir. Okay. I think we have to move to Canelo because if you stay here, no, we won't get a solution. So let's move to Canelo. Canelo is fighting this weekend. He's fighting the Turkish children. A very, very good fight. It's going to be streamed on DAZN. Don't forget that Canelo is now his own promoter, but this fight is going to fight on the UN's show, Matchroom, and fights under Matchroom Boxing. And the fight is going to be at the in Texas. I think it's going to be in Texas, and then he's going to fight Yodrim. I mean, let me come to you. So, I mean, this fight, what should people expect from, the face of boxing, Canelo?
Oh, this fight to me is not even supposed to happen. But let's say for COVID and for Canelo to also make some money after becoming his own promoter, at least he needs to pick up some little fights so that he will be able to promote himself out there for the bigger ones that he can make a lot of millions. And with this fight, we all know any boxing fan know what is going to happen. Canelo is going to win by a knockout. He's going to win by a knockout. Yodrin has not been tested. He has not even fought any good boxers. The only good boxer I think he has fought so far is Chris Eubank, and he lost that fight. And Kofi, I don't see him giving Canelo any troubles at all. This is just a fight for Canelo to walk over him. So with this fight, it's just for us to watch.
On the line is going to be the WBC, WBA Super, and then the Ring Magazine Super World, Super Middleweight titles. And in fact, let's give credit to Yodrin because he's a mandatory challenger. So he's one of the fighters that we will all say like he's really fought to the top. And like I said, the fight was going to be in Texas, but I'm very sorry about it. It's going to be at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, in Florida. So that's where the fight is going to be on. And according to sources, the fight is going to be streamed on DAZN and TV Azteca in Mexico. Now we're looking at what Eddie Reynoso has done with Canelo over the period. He's been able to lift his game up. Canelo, that we know, or we knew when he fought Floyd Mayweather, has improved fight after fight. He's even left some of the divisions going up, come down, and he's still, delivering excellence. For you, Amedoda, do you think that we'll see the best of Canelo like we've seen in previous days, or you think Yodrim is not like a very big opponent enough for him, so it would be like a regular walkover show?
This Yodrim guy is nobody. Yeah, if I talk about Adrian, is nobody. He's God. Now, how did you lose those fights?
Now he's spot to it's mandatory.
No, mandatory. That mandatory, I don't understand. That is another this WBC is what they are doing. That is another this is that mandatory. And this guy, how did Canelo get to fight that title anyway? How did Canelo get there to fight that title? What concerned Canelo about that title? If Yadru now is fighting another boxer, okay, maybe Antonio Dirrell, I will believe that yeah, Dirrell was there with the title before this guy came up to what's the name? The champion who was disqualified because of weight. That is where the title is vacant. So if the title is vacant, what concerned Canelo about that title?
Benavidez.
Yeah, Benavidez. Benavidez was there talking about Canelo. Canelo don't want to fight him. Canelo was not even passing through his shadow. He don't want to fight him. Okay? More boxers are there, want to fight Canelo. They are even this thing. What's the name? The number one contender.
But Canelo was saying
Canelo
that
don't want to
he was
fight
going
them.
to face them, but it was the promoter that was not making him fight them. But now that he's his own promoter, we'll see the show. We will see the fights.
Oh, it's not true. It's not true. If now he's his own promoter, which fight are they fighting? It's not Callum Smith. Callum Smith. They are fighting Callum Smith, and then somebody, this is dream, Chris Eubank Jr. beat him, and all those things. And then those guys that you are fighting. Meanwhile, fights are there for you to fight. You are not fighting them, and then you go on challenging these guys. So if I am Eddie Reynoso, Canelo, I will not be serious with him any longer because he's not fighting good fight. He's not fighting fight. Send my name off. Because so far, who is he fighting now? Okay, and then moreover, he's going to fight all the fight that he's fighting. He is detecting very hard for the boxers. When he fight against this guy, he's talking about the weight and then those sort of things, the things that give them some kind of treatment that doesn't go with boxing. He got all the chances doing all those things. So what is he doing? If I'm his trainer, this time he comes to gym, I will not mind him. He should do whatever he wants to do and then go away and go and fight.
You know what? Before we go, I would like for us to talk briefly about the performance of Andre Broner. If I say I want to stay on Canelo, I won't go for it. So let's move on to Andre Broner. Andre Broner was in action over the weekend against I forgot the name of the fighter, but he was in action. Yeah, Antonio. Yeah, he was in action. And Santiago. It was actually against Santiago. I mean, Broner has been away for a very long time, almost 2 years. And I think the last weekend was the first time in 4 years that they raised his hand as a winner. You know, it's a very long time.
Okay. Okay, I get you 4 years before he raised his hand as a winner.
Yeah. Of course, he has been fighting, but 4 years was the last time they raised his hand. Like, you've won this game. I mean, hey, watching Andre Broner again. I mean, so how did you feel watching about Billions man in the ring Saturday night against Santiago?
About a Billions man, Kofi, you know, is a personality that in boxing, he has his own fans and he has his own contribution to the sport of boxing. So when you want to look at business aspect of boxing, you appreciate him. And Kofi, it's good. He decided he wants to come to box again, and his performance, although his performance wasn't that huge, Kofi is good. It's good. He won by a unanimous decision, which we all know it shouldn't be a unanimous decision win because his opponent also threw some good shots. Kofi, what can we say? I was happy just to see him back in the ring. That's all that matters. Whether he won or he lost, Kofi. About Billions should always be in the ring. Even if he will be a journeyman, Kofi, we just need him in the ring. Because this guy has numbers and it's very controversial. See what happened after the fight. He said he doesn't care what people say. He has enemies all around. So he sees them every day on his Instagram. So what they think, he doesn't care. All he knows is he won the fight. Same way when Pacquiao beat him, it was very controversial. He even made news. He made more headlines more than Pacquiao because he said he won the fight. Yes, he said he won the fight. And the and the judges wanted to do Maypac rematch. So
Right.
they just want Pacquiao. They just want to crown Pacquiao the winner to be able to make that fight. So Kofi, about billions more, we always need him in the ring. I mean, I'm really happy he's back into the ring and he's doing what he does, what he knows how to do best.
I mean, what we saw him back. We saw him fight, and first of all, the most important thing is we saw him go back to training to get himself ready for this fight. Knowing Andre Brunner, a lot of us didn't think that he would even, psych himself up to pick up, or bring himself back into the ring to, do something that's earned him a lot of fans across the world. First of all, were you excited that you saw him in the ring? And secondly, how did you feel about the performance that he gave in the ring last weekend?
I salute Andre Brunner for his comeback because the stage that he got to, okay, he was a very top guy. He was a promising guy, and then was making name for himself before he got some loses, and then later on he hung the gloves for some time. And then from there, the stage that he got to, bloated everything, and then it's like chilling more than necessary. And then all of a sudden, change his mind and say that he's coming back. It is very, very serious. And then he trimmed himself, trained hard, and then come back. And he did very well. But apart from that, I don't see anything good about him. He cannot become a world champion again. No, there's no way he can become world champion again. And then in the fact, he didn't impress that much. As we know, he didn't impress that much. Anyway, but he's a big guy, so all eyes are on him. So he can make some few fights before retirement.
One could say that it could be because he's trying to come back. This fight would be like a preparation for him. So hopefully the next fight that is going to come back, or his next fight, because he said something on the post press conference that he wants Aryee to keep him in the ring as much as possible, because he really wants to become a world champion. And usually when somebody says this, or if even let's say for any of us, if somebody wants to see our performance, it is the frequency of what we do that will determine if we're going to become successful at it or not. And so he said Aryee should keep him in the ring as much as possible because he wants to become a champion at 140. So a champion at 140, looking at the people who are champions in 140 now, do you think your man, even if Aryee keeps him in the ring as much as possible, he will be able to become a world champion again?
Like I said, world champions, you have to be training really hard. You can't just move out of boxing for 2 years and you losing a back-to-back fight too before coming back. That's 4 years out of the ring, and you come and you say you want to become a world champion again. Like, it's not going to happen. I don't see how it's going to be, because right now everybody is serious. People want to make millions. He got some millions. He got it to his head, and he blew it away. The only thing I can see him doing now is he becoming a journeyman. What he can do now is yes, that's what I'm saying. It will be an expensive journeyman. Like, if you want that world title shot, maybe you should go through Brunner. Once you're able to beat Brunner, you'll be seen, because Brunner has the numbers. So it becomes a gateway for you to be known. Because once you fight Brunner, you are going to be known from press conferences. It's going to really advertise you out there. So if you're able to beat him, you can get that world title shot early, or he can even push you to the rounds to maybe become number one, to become the mandatory, for you to get a mandatory fight. But if you can't beat Brunner, then you are not a serious boxer as well.
Okay.
Because he's a person, he's a skillful boxer, but he doesn't have that ability to become a world champion now. We all know that. If you should put him with any of the big boys, it will destroy him. It will be very bad.
Right.
He can't contest among any of the big boys. So he should be a journeyman, expensive one, like you said. Because we all know Brunner. Brunner needs money now. Brunner is a broke man now. It's really broke, very, very broke. His commitment and his punctuality to the ring and everything is all based on he being broke. He needs to make some money to be able to pay his bills and all that. And that's the reason why you see him in the ring. So if I were to be him, I'll just be a journeyman, and at least you get some small millions. Because Bruno, even the way he is now, even if there's no COVID, and the fans should come to the ring, at least each fight you won't get less than $1 million. You won't get less than $1 million. So you should just be a genuine.
Okay, interesting. For Amedoda, Bruno, he wanted a fight or an exhibition fight with Floyd Mayweather. Do you want to see Floyd Mayweather versus Andre Bruno before or at what point in your life would you like to see such a fight?
Well, it's like senior bro and junior bro affair. And then it will be something that boxing fans will love. So for exhibition between them, it's very nice. It's like Bruno also from their camp, and then they have the same style and things like that. So it will be something nice for boxing fans as an exhibition. Yeah, those are the things that can make Bruno more money and things like that. So it will be very good.
Right. Guys, also soon we have to end another episode of the Total Boxing Show. We really want to say a very big thank you to all our people that were able to tune in to watch us. But before we go, like I said, link to subscribe to our YouTube is in the description below. So make sure you click the link to subscribe to our channel. So that anytime that we come on here to discuss boxing, you'll be alerted and then you'll tune in to watch us. But before we go, I'd like to get my final words from my panel, especially on what we discuss, or if there's anything you'd like to speak about personally too, you can also let us know, and then we see how we'll end the show. So I'm going to go straight to Sowah. Get your final words on today's show.
Kofi, I think my final words, I'd like to bring it to Ghana, and what I'm suggesting, or what I want to bring is that we should have a boxing club, like a club where we have a leader that is going to lead us. So if there's something like a GB locally, we also have our boxing club that we have our own leader. That's people that really know boxing, people that have been in the field and they want the best for boxing. They should lead us. Now we can present the kind of things we want, the changes we want. We'll present it to them. Once we present it to them, then they will go and give it to the GBA. If they go to the GBA first, second, third, and the GBA doesn't do what they are supposed to do now, because it's a local club that we formed, we have all the people supporting us. Then we can mount our own rallies. Kofi, out of mounting our own rallies, we can actually get a new GBA president. Because the voice of the people is the voice of God. If we are shouting that we want change, and the GBA president is not doing anything, and our local presidents are working, now the local boxers can say, okay, we have seen that this local president is doing the best, is trying, he's doing his best. So if it's really fit, like the criteria that they used to pick a GBA president, if really fit for that position, then they will push. If it's not fit, we can also propose, maybe we want maybe the GBA secretary. That's who we want. Or maybe we want the other guy, Richard Comey mentioned. We want him. We'll just propose it so that we'll have that power. That if you have a GBA president that is not working, with the local this thing, we can actually take him out and bring another person. So once we are making our kings, we are selecting our kings, what will happen is if you get there, you will start working. You will do all you can to impress the people. Because if you don't impress the people, you'll be out. I'm suggesting this, and I feel if we should have something like that, a local boxing club, that we have serious leaders. The club puts up fights. The club is doing this. The club is doing that. Kofi, I think we'll go far because we can't really depend on the GBA president and the system we have now. The system we have now is a shame. I don't know. It's a system that even if you put oil on it, it can't function. It's not good. So we need a club. We need to form a club that can do the things we want from boxing.
Okay, all right. Well said there. And now let me come to you, Mr. Amedoda. Final your last words before we end the show today.
Yeah, I will also still be around Ghana boxing. In fact, this Cancun that is eating into Ghana boxing. It's been eating into Ghana boxing for quite a long time now. It's like things that they are planning, things are not working. They are planning, they are arranging things, but it is not working like the way it's supposed to work. Especially what we are seeing about our boxers having a very good CV, but when they go out for us to see crack fight, they are like, we don't see what they are doing, what they're supposed to do, and things like that. I talk about it already, and then base it on the manager and boxer affair. So I'm believing that GBA should bring some proposal that can draw boxer and the manager very close, and they should be under umbrella of GBA totally, so that anything that is going on, GBA can turn things around them, not to enter into the affair and then destroy anything, but draw them closer, put them together, for them to go according to things that make our boxers have a good fight and then be a crowd boxers domestically before they move out to fight. And this thing GBA can do it, because any boxer in Ghana here is under GBA. And then the managers also under GBA. They have pen and paper with GBA, and then GBA is their boss. So whatever that GBA want for them to do, and then make things okay for them themselves. Because if you are a manager, you are managing a boxer, and then the time to get money is the time that your boxer started traveling outside, getting international fight and things like that. Okay, so if lazily you try and buy 1 and 2, 3 fights for your boxer, and your boxer qualified to fight international fight and go, they beat him. What did you do? You lose totally. You lose. You are not going to gain anything. Okay. So if you have 2 boxers instead of 10 boxers that you cannot take care of them, get 2 boxers, and then that you can take very good care of. Okay. Make sure that their accommodation, their food, their clothes, their kits for gym and things like that, even the way they relate with their gyms, the way they train and things like that. You, the manager, all those things supposed to be your prerogative. So you will take care of them, get closer to their coaches, what is going on, and things like that. Those are the things that will ginger you, and then the kind of fight that you find for your boxer. And then those things can push the boxing forward, push Ghana boxing forward, and then draw more people into boxing as a fan and others. So that is it. GBA involve themselves and then do something about it.
Looks like my panel really wanted to, or should I say, want the best for Ghana boxing. I'm not surprised that they centered their last words on what needs to change in boxing as far as Ghana is concerned. And so I hope that the stakeholders and the people in boxing, especially the people handling our boxing, will take a clue from what Sowah and then Amedoda has said, and so that together we'll be able to move the game from where it is now to where we want to get it. The good news is very soon we'll be having pay-per-view fights in Ghana, because if I look at the determination that some of the promoters have, it just needs just some few structures that needs to be put in place, and then things will just fly off from there. And so we hope that the structures that are going to be put in place for these guys that are going to come in will be the one that will be, the driving force for the rest of the guys that want to get into the game, to get in there and then take it to the next level. So it is with good heart that these comments are coming from, because I know Sowah, I know Amedoda, and I know their passion for the sport. See, a lot of people have said that they would want to be part of this show, but none of them have shown that kind of commitment and dedication like these guys have done. And so when they're telling that they would want to see something change, they are not saying it because they've had access to cameras. Like, it's because they really mean what they are saying. So for the game to go forward, it would be really great for the game, for the people who are ahead of our sport, to be able to make things work the way we want them to be, so that the other guys who want to get into it will have the joy, or will be drawn to it just as passionate as some of us are already to the sport. For us to see our fighters fight on the big stage, and for us to also stay up, like I said, to watch our fighters fight at all hours, not only us watching the big guys, but opportunity for our guys to also be there and possibly become the big guys that we see the other guys at. And so that's also what I will also end as my final. So guys, I want to say a very big thank you to you guys again. If you are watching us, please make sure you subscribe to our channel if you haven't. We'll be back here, God willing, next week Thursday with another edition of the Total Boxing Show. But before we go, we want to say that anytime you say a prayer for yourself, make sure that you say one for us too. But until then, have a very good evening and may God bless you.